amazing game. It felt like an AFC West game where every game is amazing. This is NFC North. You know Jim Caldwell's doing the Tiger Woods fist pump on the 18th green, then it got crazy. And now it gets really crazy with Mr. GMFB, Matt Stafford, who goes to Golden Tate, who breaks tackles from two incredible Vikings defenders.
Who named him Mr. GMFB?
I bet it was Kay Adams. Oh, no, it was me. Okay.
Yeah, it was you and
22-16 Lions, the walk-off. I love a touchdown in overtime. 22-16 Stafford, Mr. Overtime, Mr. GMFB, and they are 5-4, Kay.
Let's bring in my Mr. GMFB. He won Super Bowl 35 as a head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, and he's right here every Monday. Let's welcome in NFL Network analyst. There he is, Coach Brian Billick. Now, Coach, on the arm of Matt Stafford, the Lions handed the Vikings their third straight loss. Stafford was masterful, basically, getting his team in position for the game-tying kick and an overtime, leading the Lions down the field for that winning score. What are your thoughts on what Stafford is doing right now?
Yeah, and the fact that it was on the road in the division, that makes it even bigger than the fact that any place else. Matthew Stafford obviously has been brilliant. This is as solid an 8-9 game run as Matthew Stafford's had. Let's keep in mind, Matthew Stafford typically has thrown the ball more than 600 times a year, but he's on pace to match his 2011 season where he had 41 touchdowns but 16, 17 interceptions. He's going to do that on fewer than 550 throws. So he's become very, very efficient. He hasn't turned the ball over. And what's really interesting to me is this is kind of the way Matthew Stafford ended last year. His last 8 games, he was on this same touchdown to interception ratio, completion percentage. So when you look at the end of last year and what Matthew Stafford's doing now to begin this year, I think we may be seeing the Matthew Stafford of the future, that this is what Matthew Stafford is, and that's pretty darn good for the Detroit Lions.
Thank you so much, Coach. Just a second there, we're going to do some more highlights. A rivalry game in Baltimore. Big Ben wanted to be back, and he was.
Big Bears, we rave about the Chargers. The Colts are 4-5 too, you know?
No, I understand.
Colts with a big win on the road. NFC North, we just said it. We'll talk about it now. Kay Adams, it is a crapshoot at the moment.
I mean, I don't even know where to rank the Packers in this division.
I know.
Are they a playoff team?
I can't say they are. They don't look anything like a playoff team. Aaron Rodgers didn't sound like a playoff quarterback after the game. Did you see him? He was talking about we had no juice, we had no energy. They came out, they gave up an opening kickoff return touchdown on Lambeau Field. They're down 31-13. Like, I don't know if they think they fixed everything, but when the franchise quarterback is not saying we got to execute, blah, 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 he's saying, no, we had no energy. It's inexcusable. It's pathetic. And he was right. I mean, the most attention that came to that game last night was the squirrel running around that was on Twitter all over the place, that tree rat. That thing had more energy than half of the Packers did. Sign them up, right, Strager? That's what we say.
You were an NFC North guy last year. You were playing for the Chicago Bears.
So many.
When you're in that Chicago Bears uniform and you're looking across the field at Aaron Rodgers, the Vikings defense, the Lions, right now in 2016, removed from the game, what do you see in the NFC North?
I see struggle. You know, someone's trying to pinpoint who are the leaders. But right now, I think it's a two-man race right now. I take the Vikings out. I take Chicago
Vikings are
out.
done.
Yeah.
They look like they're in free fall, right? And they look like they have problems.
It doesn't look good. I mean, you don't have a running game, you know, and offense, they're not putting up the points. Defense, you know, they're still holding on, not doing as good as they were at the beginning of the season. Chicago, I'm completely, canceling them out. Detroit fighters, you know, they're going to be resilient. They're going to fight. Let's see what Green Bay does.
Okay, I would say this for the Vikings. I know they lost in crazy fashion. They had the missed field goals, the whole deal. They had the ball in the second quarter on the Lions' 18-yard line, started off the drive, right? 2 penalties, a negative 4-yard run, and then a sack. Suddenly they're at the 40-yard line, and they punted. That is symbolic of their entire season. They're starting on the 18-yard line in the red zone, and they end up on their own 40, and they have to punt. And that is what it is, because they go from 5-0 to us talking Super Bowl to now 5-3, and Antrell Roll saying it's a wrap. It's not going to happen this year.
Well, you sort of wrapped them last week, I remember.
Yeah.
They're averaging less than 75 rush yards a game. You can't do that and expect to be competitive.
No, and to go on a positive side, I don't want to say I'm a cheerleader for them, but I love watching the Detroit Lions this year.
I know.
And they lose in Houston, and you're ready to jump off the bandwagon. This game, it looked like they had no shot when Bradford leads them on a great drive. And then Stafford does what Stafford has been doing. And you were in the league for many years with Matt Stafford. I got to say it, I've been covering the league for many years with Matt Stafford. He's a different guy.
100%.
He's confident. He's confident in his arm. He's confident in his abilities. And right now, you know, he has guys out there making plays. You know, you have the wonderful tight end that's coming back. He has so many different weapons, and, you know, into the game, why not go to Golden Tate?
Why not?
Ebron back from injury, now super involved, getting like 10 targets a game in this offense. There was a staggering statistic that I read. He's 1-21 on the road against winning teams. Pulls off the game winner. Is that confidence? That's all we can attribute that to? Or is Jim Bob Cooter need some more love? What's the deal?
Needs love. I mean, look, Jim Bob Cooter is the best name in all of football. That's not questioned.
Better than Barkevious Mingo?
Better than Barkevious Mingo. Better than Bethel Thompson. What he's doing with Cooter is truly remarkable because his numbers, the shift is crazy. He's at the best quarterback touchdown to interception ratio since that time when he took over in week 10 last year, and they're winning games. And we saw Jim Caldwell there. I'm told Jim Caldwell gave a riveting speech Saturday night before the game and said, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's the guy who's going to step up? And then on Sunday, you know who that guy was? It was Golden Tate in the clutch. And you played against Golden Tate. That's one of the most, you want to knock the crap out of Golden Tate as an opponent, right?
He is an annoying, but he is an efficient, he's a good receiver.
And Stroud, what do you think about him doing the flip in the end zone on the game winner?
That's golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to do something to stand out. That's golden. He's letting you know that it is what it is. I got this.
I know the Rams players hate Golden Tate from the days he played in Seattle. I know that a lot of players around the league hate Golden Tate.
Right.
But the guy gets it done.
He gets it done.
Stafford loves him.
Lions fans love him.
Right.
Great stuff there. And Roll, thanks for joining us here
Thanks
at the
for
table.
having
You've
me.
got
It's
an
always a
open
pleasure.
space whenever you want to join
Come on
us.
by, man. Come on by.
Tuxedo shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's showing us all up
Brooks
on
Brother.
Monday morning.
That's Brooks Brothers. Old
Let's
Navy.
bring in Will Selva out in the NFL
H&M.
newsroom in LA. Will, what do you have for news?